Hi, madam. My name is Fazin. So I'm going to start to explain about the introduction of offshoring, benefit of it, and type of offshoring. So offshoring is the practice of moving a company from one nation to another nation. This usually involves operational operation like manufacturing, although state government may also use offshore. This term often refers to a corporation. There are many advantages to offshoring. First is concentrate on core business. By outsourcing its other service, a corporation can place a greater emphasis on its core business operation. The most important benefit of rationale for offshoring is to reduce operation costs, including labor costs. In addition, cheap and skilled workforce, it is a chance to obtain qualified and economical labor that is available in developing country. Um, Next, offshoring can be divided into two categories, which is service and productivity. Offshore is the process with a manufacturing facility and the import the finished product to sell them on the home market. Next is service offshoring. A company performs service offshoring by setting up the unit in other country to carry out the service and related operations such as customer care, IT, marketing, human resources, accounting and sales, and many more. Offshoring is a more effective means of acquiring the right talent at minimal labor cost when compared to outsourcing, where the company has no control over the people who work on its project. Therefore, the company are becoming more inclined toward this strategy to hire people with prominent skills. Next, I pass to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Norhida Nifiswati and I'll talk about IHRM rules in offshoring. Human resource may be impacted by offshoring. Companies' HR departments are affected when they decide to outsource jobs to countries with lower labor prices. And the first rule is personal issues. Due to impact on employees, HR leadership should be involved in all discussion on outsourcing company activities. The HR team will match the function you wish to outsource with nation and business that have proven competence in those areas, determining how the chosen company would be able to meet your organization requirement. HR also outlines the skill set of offshore employees need, the training that will be needed, and the best method for transferring crucial home office ideas. And next is managing offshore employees. The HR department must develop a strategy for continuous communication with offshore organization, especially if a company relocates people offshore to manage overseas facilities to otherwise represent corporate interest on site. So working with local authorities to ensure that the correct legal procedures are being followed is necessary for this, as is a desire to adaptable and flexible in light in stylistic and cultural variation. Next is training. Those impacted by offshore most likely need further training. So that's why offshore most likely need further training because its prioritized for HR training typically falls into two areas when working with offshore plan. Since anyone interacting with those employees at home will anticipate that they are aware of your company's specified business procedures and expectations, it will probably will be necessary to train individual recruited to carry out HR function overseas. On order for staff to communicate with your domestic workers and client more successfully, It may also instruct them in American culture, norms, and standard of conduct. Next slide. Okay, the other one is technology needed. And the corporation will be probably have to make adjustments domestically as well after moving our operation offshore to establish a company partnership. Communication technology might be need to be upgraded, and management responsibility could have to be expanded. And if the host nation experience problem with own power system or infrastructure, communication may be still be challenging and despite technical advancement. Next is cultural bridge. Our HR department must act as the cultural bridge between home and international cultures when operations are moved offshore. How your company compensates and schedule overseas staff is governed by local standards. If there is a some difference between your office and foreign site, you might discover that staff members are reluctant to work night shift abroad due to safety and culture concern. HR is affected since it must determine how to close the gap between these two is benefits may differ from those offered domestically in other countries, such as transportation to and from work, or bonus for married or employees on their wedding anniversaries. And lastly is employee backlash. Some for all its HR responsibility, it can make it more difficult for its employees to access and value those services. That's why call centers are among the most frequently outsourced jobs. However, even in country where there are enough English speakers, communication can be challenging due to regional accent between different and lack of familiarity with local slang. Employees who need to contact and benefit for modification related to a delicate event such as divorce or death or spouse may they may find this very difficult. Satisfaction with the organization may decline if they don't feel that the offshore HR function as responsive to the demands and previous system it was. And that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, Madam. My name is Siti Asha. I will continue with the benefits and disadvantages of offshoring. So, offshoring, as general, means getting work done in a different country. So, benefits of offshoring are usually one of the benefits will be availability of skilled people, which the competitive advantage of nations. This is often means that some countries of regions develop much better ecosystems for certain types of industry. This means there is better availability of skilled human resources in that region for specific types of tasks. For example, like India and the Philippines have a large pool of English-speaking college-educated youth, as well as a matured training infrastructure that makes it ideal for business processes. So therefore, many companies choose to offshore certain business function, for example, like call center for customer support to these locations. So this can either be captive or outsourced. And we also can, another benefit also can be developing countries, which, for example, we take the People AI company, which this is a software product company which owns a platform for B2B sales accelerations based on machine learning technologies. They opted of offshoring in order to find rare engineers to develop AI algorithms based in San Francisco. People AI or this company decided to open R&D to another country, which in Ukraine, At first, they tried to outsource services to several providers simultaneously, which resulted in confusions. But after that, they delegated all back office operation to Alcor. So their real estate managers prepare a perfect locations, legal and finance team offer the most beneficial structure of doing business in Ukraine. So while Alcor RT recruiter were searching for top IT specialists, as a result, their company hired over 20 to 25 professionals and launched a fully equipped development office in just a month. So this result exceeded all their expectations. Continue with the disadvantages of offshores. One of these advantages is time zone differences. So company can reap the benefits of offshoring only when there is significant drop in operating costs abroad. For example, like in other words, it makes sense to offshore operation only it is profitability for their own business. This can take companies far away from their home countries, usually to another country, continent in a different time zone. For example, like Samsung, which is the biggest China's companies, have become popular offshore destination for Western countries. But in this case, Western companies will have to work across more than 5 hours time difference with their offshore partners. As a result, teams in different times zone can face delay in communications and deliverables. For instance, like it could be hard to set up a team meeting with all the team members, as well as payrolling and compliance issue is one of the advantages. So offshoring involves managing two parallel systems of payrolling and compliance, one at home and another in offshore locations. This will no doubt increase their own paperwork, adding to the hiding cost of offshoring. So more importantly, they run the risk of incurring fines if they inadvertently miss out on domestic of offshore compliance requirements. So these complications may affect the productivities of their own employees and their bottom of line. So I will pass it to the next presenter.
Hi, madam. My name is Tengku Putri Najiha, and I will explain about the challenges and problems of offshoring. So the number one problem is cultural differences. So cultural differences can certainly be a challenge for offshore outsourcing. This is because the cultural norms and values of two different cultures can often be quite different, which can lead to misunderstandings and conflict due to cultural barriers. For example, in some cultures, it is considered rude to criticize someone or to openly disagree with them, while in other cultures, it is considered polite and respectful to do so. So if you're working with a team of people from a culture that values politeness and respect above all else, and you come from a culture where it is considered normal to openly criticize someone when you think they are wrong, then there may be some tension and conflict. Okay, so next challenges and problem is lack of skills and expertise. So a lack of skills and expertise can be a challenge for offshore outsourcing. When companies outsource work to a development partner, they often encounter problems with quality and communication of offshore vendors. Sometimes the offshore workers in other countries do not have the skills or expertise to do the job properly, which can lead to a poor quality of work. Companies that outsource work should make sure that they are choosing a partner company with skilled workers who have a good communication skills. Okay, So the next one is increase in unemployment. Okay, so increase in unemployment when the physical infrastructures are moved to overseas, there is a risk for the local employees to lose their jobs if they are not able to work in other areas of the company. So this problem can negatively impact the local perception of the company if a lot of people lose their jobs as a result of offshoring. So it can definitely be a problem for the locals. Okay, so the last one is security issue. Well, of course, sharing information between systems and locations can increase the risk for a security breach. And this could lead to data leaks or loss of data, which can be super costly to the company. So it can be a very, very major problem for them. Okay, so I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you, Tengku Putri Najiha, for challenges. So, hi, my name is Nur Atira, and this is how multinational company do to reduce the challenge. Okay, for language and cultures. Okay, so since the biggest challenge in offshoring is language and culture, so human resource in every company can give them time to learn a new language, like provide language class and lesson to the new employee. So it may take time for them to learn new culture, but it actually less the language barrier among them. The information given are more clearly and understandable. Okay, next is skills and expertise. Okay, so for skill and expertise, helping employee building their social network among the employee also part of human resource work. To be a professional organization, HR can provide strong support before and during the appraisal, including setting clear expectation in relation to the employees' role and performance. After their performance, giving a positive and negative feedback to offshoring worker is actually help them to improve their skills and motivate them to become a qualified worker in the future. Okay, next, personal issue security. So for personal issue security, every corporation has a human resource management department to facilitate the optimal deployment of human resource, uphold the company's quality culture, and satisfy clients in both the home and host country. When it comes to personal issue in offshoring, the human resource in multinational companies would be able to handle the case. Companies should create security training program and inform staff members of any threats they may encounter while on assignment and enroute there in order to address this issue before staff members leave. Okay, so preliminary review of the literature on expatriate security and safely revealed. So as a result, additional research in this area is necessary to close the knowledge gap. So last but not least, the concern is that job will be lost and the employment rate will increase if the production of key inputs is moved to foreign nation. This has recently grown in importance as a political issue. Offshoring leads to wage increase and unemployment rate reduction in both sectors because one of the inputs is offshore, and offshoring lowers the cost of production and consequently the relative price of goods. As a result, the relative price of the non-offshoring industry rise, creating more jobs and lowering unemployment there. So the multinational companies build two sectors: general equilibrium model where labor is mobile across the two sectors and unemployment is induced by such friction in order to explore the influence of offshore on sectoral and economy-wide rates of unemployment. Contrary to popular belief, outsourcing has resulted in salary rises and sectoral unemployment declines. This result can be understood to arise from productivity enhancing effects on offshoring. So that's all from me. So I pass to the next presenter for conclusion. Thank you.
So in conclusion, offshoring provide economic value for both developed and developing nation if their economy are sufficiently open to seize the opportunity and companies are willing to invest. Proactively legalizing for free trade, appropriate standard, and the protection of right, along with developing a body of success offshoring deal, will ensure this value continues to grow and benefit all. That's all from us. Thank you.